China. Service judge, India.
So we are into our third match then here at the Kumamoto Masters Japan, and it's time again for women's singles. As Lalinrat Chaiwan is of Thailand is up against Chinese Taipei's 4th seed Tai Tzu Ying. Good win earlier for Xiao and Che, the world champs, against Renaud Rivaldi and Peter Honeychus Mentari. Just waiting for the players to make their way out here. And here is our path to those quarterfinals and semis. The winner of this one takes on either Kirsty Gilmore or the in-form Bei Wen-Zhang. Here they are. Lalinrat Chaiwan used to be known as Pattaya-born. She's had a couple of name changes actually along the way, which also resulted in a little change of fortune. She actually was known as Patnasuda back in the day as well. Changed her name to Pattaya-born after visiting a temple. I was told she'd have a brighter career in badminton, and then she was properly crowned champion at the Grand Prix Junior Tournament 2017 in India and Germany, 2018. First meeting between these two. She was also the former world #1 in the world junior rankings.
Receive. Yes, sir.
This is nowhere near the same sort of gulf that we saw earlier between Chen Yufei and Tomoka Miyazaki. But Tai Tzu Ying, what a class player she is, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, she's been phenomenal over the last, feels like forever. She's been, you know, she's almost done everything. She is such an enjoyable player to watch. The way she moves around the court, her finesse, the way she plays the shots. She's got lovely technique, and she is, you know, she's a great player. And I say today, this is a big ask for Lalinrat. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a very big challenge. She hasn't played a lot over the last 9 months. There was quite a period of time from March all the way through to August. She only played the university game, which is quite a big period of time to not play.
Correct.
But yeah.
Just seeing her results there, she was taken to 3 by Lin Xiangti. And as you say, you know, she is a former world #16. Which was achieved about a year ago, actually, but now at 71. So having not played a lot, it's quite a big ask. Lalinrat is at 1 runner-up position in the World Tour. That was at the Sidemodi International 2019, where she lost to Carolina Marin. Tai Tzu Ying, on the other hand, 29, 163, currently 4th in the world. Of course, she was a record holder for the #1 position, which she first held in December 2016. And, of course, an Olympic silver medalist at the Tokyo Games, silver at the World Championships in 21, 3rd in Tokyo last year. Asian Games, she was a gold medalist in 2018. Multiple Asian champion, including this year. Beat Suzu very comfortably.
Ready to play.
And she has a whopping 15 World Tour titles to her name. She won a home tournament at the Taipei Open earlier this year. Su Xiaofeng of China is our umpire, and runner-up at the Korea Open and French Open in 2023. Shailesh Kulkarni, our service judge. We saw kind of a David Goliath match earlier where Miyazaki actually pushed Chen Yufei at times. In terms of rankings, it's a fairly similar matchup, and at least we know that Lalinrat has been up there in the past, so we know she's capable. Very, very capable player there.
Yeah, you know, there's no doubt she is a good player, and she's young. She's kind of you got two slightly different players in regards to where they're at in their careers. You've got a 22-year-old who's coming through, and then you've got Tai Tzu Ying, 29.
Am I right?
It's
Lalinrat
definitely not impossible,
Chaiwan,
but she's going to have to
Thailand.
give her, one of her best performances to be
Adam
the
Lab,
highly
Tai Tzu Ying,
experienced.
Chinese Taipei.
Got to the
Tai Tzu Ying to the
opening round of the
level.
Arctic Open where she lost to Hanye. Lalinrat. That was the most recent World Tour tournament. How about that for a start?
Yeah, I mean, just
One
showing her
love.
class in the first point. Incredible shot. The quality of the shot.
She has announced retirement from the game
Service over.
about a year from now.
1-0.
Tai Tzu Ying. We're going to be a sadder sport for it when she exits.
Definitely. I mean, I hope that's a decision that gets changed, because she is, she's such a good player, and for the sport it would be sad to lose her because she is so gifted. She's a pleasure to watch for anyone. She's the kind of player that can almost play any shot in any situation, which is such a complex skill to be able to do and such a gift to be able to have.
Nice one there from Lalinrat Chaiwan.
Service over. 2-0.
Sails over.
It's good judgment there. I
3-2.
think, if giving people the advice of the most simplistic but fundamental tactic of singles, and you can see the two ladies already doing it, outmaneuver your opponent, move the shuttle around with good shot quality, but there it's just trying to be too exact. Tai Tzu Ying's almost trying to put it on the line and then gives away quite a simple mistake.
Characteristic there.
Wow.
You just feel she's absolutely in control of everything, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, even that last shot, she made it look easy. That is not an easy shot. She's stepping in, but she's holding it, seeing where her opponent's moving, then almost at the last second, putting it in the corner. Very complicated, skillful shot to play.
Well, that's a great one as well. Chaiwan.
Great return. We've seen two incredible returns from Lalinrat so far.
5-3.
Brilliant placement on that return of serve.
Oh, give her a real boost.
Cheap mistake there. We've seen three quite
Yeah.
simple, kind of uncharacteristic mistakes so
6-3.
far. Tai Tzu Ying. She's just getting, I think she's just settling into this first game.
I just wonder, Chris, this is the very first Kumamoto Masters Japan, so it's kind of history being made here, right? And
4-6.
everyone's sort of having to get used to this as well, aren't they?
Well, it's a different hall. I don't think anyone's played. Well, there might be some players, because I know some of the Japanese players too are part of the club here, but there's probably not many players that have played in this hall. And each hall, it's just taking that so early. I mean, each hall is slightly different. It can be similar, but it's slightly different. And I would say even now, it doesn't feel quite as warm as it was yesterday when I came along.
Okay.
So the temperatures can change slightly, the conditions can fractionally change, but it's just getting yourself comfortable, feeling good in the hall. Great placement again on the attack.
Lalinrat's got some good stuff going here.
Service over.
And she is a good player. I mean, her ranking of 71 is, it's not real. It's just that she had such a period of time where she didn't play for, that she dropped so much in the rankings.
She got to the second round of the All England earlier this year, lost to Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. Lots of first and second round exits. Glorious from Tai Tzu Ying.
Yeah, and this is the thing about placement, which is the integral part. You've got to have good placement. You've got to be so accurate in singles, and I mean that is because if it's any closer to our opponent can obviously get it. But when you're that accurate, you know, a couple of inches inside the line, wow.
Well, she's played some exquisite shots.
But again, incredible skill from Lalinrat.
Yeah.
You know, holding the shuttle, making our opponent chase forward, and then last second just pushing it over her.
Leads by 3 here.
Brilliant. And it's such a clean, crisp hit, and it's not about the power, it's the placement.
Service over.
There's quite a large gap there, and it's literally
7,
just puts it
9.
into the gap. You can see how short the lift was, which made it comfortable for Tai Tzu Ying to be able to play that shot.
Again.
Yeah, this is, you know, it's hard to describe how difficult that shot is because she makes it look
9.
easy. But to play that shot that clean, you know, this tight. Look at that. I mean, it is pretty much perfection. It's so wide, so close to the net. Her touch is so good. She literally made the shuttle sit on top of the net there. You see it here.
That's why we say it's such a joy to watch it, don't we?
Yeah, the touch, the skill, and then comfortable. If you give her time at the net, Tai Tzu Ying, and she's on balance in a good position, she's that good that she can almost, you know, conjure a net cord at will.
Against top 5 players in the world.
10, 9.
Lalinrat has played 5 of them before, lost all 5, never taken a game off them. The likes of Chen Yufei, Akane Yamaguchi. She's holding her own for the moment. It's Tai Tzu Ying.
Service over. 10, 0.
We're all square here. Just in. Took the gamble there.
11-10, interval.
Lalinrat, and it's Tai Tzu Ying who has that 1-point lead here, the halfway mark of the opening game. Perhaps not a surprise, but Tai Tzu Ying's record against players ranked 50 and above, 50 and below I should say, is very, very good. 86% win rate. She has actually lost 13 times, which might surprise a few. The last time she
12,
did
10.
was in the Japan Open of 2017, where she lost to 53rd ranked Haruka Suzuki, and that was only because it was a walkover. So
Service over.
in terms of actual play,
11-12.
the last time she lost to a player ranked below 50 was at the Taipei Open of 2014.
Thing is there,
12,
Tai Tzu Ying, she's read. She knows where it's going. She's stepped in. She's in a good position. Just again, a fairly comfortable unforced error, and I think we've seen 4 or 5 of them, which is a bit uncharacteristic of her. Hasn't maybe quite settled in this match yet, really.
That one definitely over.
Again, another comfortable mistake. It was interesting when she
13,
had
12.
the interview where she kind of admitted or said that she doesn't do much video analysis. She's, you know, she's more interested about worrying about herself.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I do understand to an extent because, again, another cheap mistake. If you focus too much on your opponent and you're so, you know, over kind of analysing them, you're so worried about what they're doing, you're not actually focusing on yourself. But then on the flip side, you do need to be aware of what your opponent's doing.
Yes.
Because every player will have traits, habits, and you need to start trying to predict those to have the upper hand.
That's better from Tai Tzu Ying.
Yeah, it's better constructed rally. And Tai Tzu Ying, I feel a little bit like it's been either moments of brilliance or simplistic mistakes. Lalinrat has been quite consistent so far, but she hasn't done a lot. And I think Tai Tzu Ying, she's just got to play the full rally. She doesn't want to force it and take too many risks too early on in the rally to give cheap points to her opponent. Very fortunate miss it there from Lalinrat, but you know,
Service over.
you've got to take your chance when it arises, as she did.
Especially against someone like Tai Tzu Ying. Yeah, she knew it. That's good.
But this is what I mean. I feel like, yeah, don't get me wrong, absolutely incredible shot. But is she playing on the edge just a fraction? Because, yeah, it's perfect. But we have seen in that situation also some simpler mistakes. Because if she misses that, it is a bit of a gift. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Of which there have been a few in this one, haven't there?
Yeah, a few more than we would expect from the situation she's been in. If she's in total chaos or loads of trouble, you know, you can understand a mistake. But I'd say we've seen at least 3 mistakes, maybe even more, where she's been in a really good position and almost had dominance in the rally. That's very impressive. Lalinrat, she stepped up, took advantage, took control of the rally here.
16.
Reversed and then brilliant put away.
Tai Tzu Ying overall in the second round of the World Tour has been superb. She's won 121 out of 147 second round matches. The last time she lost was in the German Open last year. Sayaka Takahashi.
Good attack.
16. Oh.
Well, really well read, Tai Tzu Ying. Good job.
Yeah, good play, good court to leave it.
This is the thing now, Tai Tzu Ying, she's just moving the shuttle around. She's being a little bit more patient. She's biding her time. She's not trying to go for anything too extreme too early. And now she's drawing just a few unforced errors from her opponent.
Back in front here, Tai Tzu Ying. Oh, that is brilliant from Lalinrat.
Service over.
Who's pulled off shots like this, hasn't she?
It's the thing, I think we've seen 4, maybe 5 absolute, you know, clean winners off return of serve.
Well, this is probably a lot tighter than most people would have assumed. Lalinrat in front, that's another one.
Again there, yeah, she's in a good position. There's no real need to play it that tight or to make that mistake, and we've seen 5, 6, maybe even 7 of those comfortable mistakes. Just gives Lalinrat those gifts.
That one is out though.
Service over. 19. Oh.
Well, a couple of those gone against Chaiwan, Lalinrat Chaiwan.
19.
Tai Tzu Ying now just in front. more like it from Tai Tzu Ying. That sets up a couple of game points for her.
Yeah, and it was the turn before, because now she's in an okay position there, and that allows her to play the shot. You have to outmaneuver your opponent to create this space.
Game.
So Tai Tzu Ying, it's been a
First
bit
game won by Tai
up
Tzu
and
Ying.
down from her in this opening game, but she has won it. Lalinrat also had some very, very good moments. There's a class there and pedigree of Tai Tzu Ying that sees her through. And she takes the first game, 21-18.
11-9, interval. Got 120 seconds. Got 120 seconds.
So Chris, just looking at both these players, I mean, Lalinrat, keep going the way she is, because she's playing some good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredibly tight first game. It could have even gone the other way. I think Tai Tzu Ying kind of pulled it together at the end. For me, Tai Tzu Ying did make quite a few simplistic mistakes, which I'd say are uncharacteristic for her. Lalinrat's maybe going to have to adapt as she goes, but it depends. I mean, she's doing so much stuff that is troubling Tai Tzu Ying.
One love.
So I've never seen anyone hit so many winning shots off the turn of serve against Tai Tzu Ying.
Close, but not quite there.
Over.
Yeah, she just couldn't quite control the shuttle enough to keep it in.
But this goes back to what you were saying earlier about if you're playing a higher ranked player, you really have nothing to lose. You might as well go for it and not be passive, right?
Again, another clean winner for turn of serve. Yeah, I mean, there's that fine line between you have to go for it, you have to take it to your opponent, but you don't want to force it, because if you do force it, that's where you can make, you know, you're trying to play the most incredible shots in the world and you end up making 6, 7, 8 simple mistakes, and then you actually end up gifting the game to them.
Right.
And this is what you quite often see when someone top 10 in the world plays someone, let's say, around 40 in the world. They're thinking, well, I've got to be incredible today. I've got to play the best game of my life. Well, as soon as you have that mindset, you can't. You try and play so well that often the opposite happens. If you aim for a 10, generally happens is you're around a 4 or 5, if you get what I mean. You aim for a 7 or 8 and you go up a little bit or down a little bit, but you're still in a safe zone. She's got control of the rally. She was stepping in almost the last 4 or 5 shots. If you're stepping in, you're taking it early. If you're taking it early, your opponent's chasing, and it gives you the control of the rally. And that's the thing there. She just played the full rally, and it got easier and easier and easier until in the end it was a very comfortable winner.
Let's see if Tai Tzu Ying cut out a lot of those forced errors that she had in the first game.
Service over. 4-3.
Lalinrat actually had the lead a number of times in that first game. Just couldn't make them count.
Service over. 4-0.
See this one?
Hesitate there?
Yeah, no, but it's so tight. I think she wasn't sure if it was going over or not, and then it is.
That's just how good it is, right?
Yeah, if it wasn't going over, then it would be a fault. It's not come back in yet.
Service over. 5-4.
I don't think it's going to be too long before, you know, Lalinrat's nearer to a realistic world ranking of definitely around top 20 in the world. Being ranked down where she is, it's just a matter of she hasn't had enough tournaments. I don't know if that was linked to injury or what exactly happened. It seems weird with Olympic qualifying starting in May to have such a long duration of not playing any world ranking tournaments. She did play the university games, but that's no world ranking points.
Yeah, just leading into this tournament, she only played 21 matches this year. won 12 of them. You compare that with Tai Tzu Ying, who's played 58 and won 44 of those.
Yeah, that's really good from Tai Tzu Ying. And she stopped it off. She took it early to stop it off and put her opponent in so much trouble. When she just has the mindset, that's a great stop off there. And then it's a comfortable kill. But when she has the mindset of just almost another shot but put her opponent in more trouble, more trouble, more trouble, she wins the rally. When she forces it too early and tries to play an even more incredible shot, you know, even a player of her caliber can make a mistake.
Now starting perhaps to pull away here, Tai Tzu Ying.
Play a fraction too tight. And it's quite interesting with the ladies singles at the moment because you've got the top 6 in the world that are a chunk of points, let's call it, ahead of the rest, and they can be so much more selective with their tournaments because for them they're only playing around 16 or 18 tournaments, which gives them that freedom to be able to train, focus and pick their tournaments more selectively, whereas the players just down from that, they're all trying to get top 8 in the world to get seeded, which is the integral part, and they're playing more like 22 tournaments.
Of those 6 that you mentioned, the top 6, doesn't make it over. The other of those top 6, are we seeing An Se-young just head and shoulders above the rest? Or you think it's really tight though still?
I mean, if she's fully fit, she's absolutely incredible. I mean,
have you ever seen anything like that?
Not a player of, you know, of her age. The consistency, the way she plays, it's like she's a, you know, highly experienced, been on the tour for 5-6 years sort of thing. You know, it's incredible, and it was so sad to hear that she got injured because she was on this phenomenal run of, you know, an incredible run, almost defying all the statistical books, you know, from the past, and I hope that she's fully over the injury and she can then focus on the rest of the year in the build-up to finishing qualifying for the Olympics. And if she stays at the level she was playing at, she's a tough player to beat. Brilliant shot.
How good was that? Tai Tzu Ying.
And that's the kind of the finesse and skill she has to play that. It is a short lift and she is on balance, has loads of time, but it's played to perfection. Incredible stop drop.
Having said all that, Chris, it's still just 9-all.
Yeah. And that's kind of one of the reasons why, just because, you know, we've seen more simple mistakes than we would normally see. And you've got to give it to Lalinrat, though. She's been consistent. She's played the rally. She's worked hard. She's outmaneuvered her opponent at times. And, you know, she is a really good player.
Service over. 10.
Do you feel An Se-young now is better than Tai Tzu Ying in her pomp? No, heyday, is that a quite close one for you?
That's an incredibly tough one to say.
Over. 11-10 interval.
Yeah, it's so hard. I think everyone would have a slightly different answer just because Tai Tzu Ying, when she was at her best, you know,
unbeatable, right?
well, it's they play a very different game.
Yeah.
But I'd love to, if someone could computer generate it, if that's possible. I'd love to have seen
People
it.
love doing this stuff, like these hypotheticals, right?
Yeah, yeah, and you know, they're two incredible players, but the amazing thing, Nancy Young, she's doing it at the age she's at.
Yeah.
She's only kind of at the early stage, the incredibly early stage of her career, and she's only just burst onto the scene, really, which everyone, you forget, because it feels like she's been here for ages. And, you know, it feels like she's 28 or something like that. She's so young still, and I mean, if she continues on this path, she could be one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are feeling. Tai Tzu Ying would have been one of those names up there as well. She's trailing though by 1 here, though she has taken the first game.
11-10. Play.
That is going to be challenged by Tai. That was one of those that was just sliding. Here we go. It is in.
That is unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 12-10. Play. Service over. 11-12.
Chris, we were talking about Lalinrat's current ranking is perhaps not a true reflection of the kind of player she is. The last big name that she has beaten this year was at the All English, Ratchanok.
I mean, that's an incredible round. Yeah, I think it's always a bit of a peculiar one when two players from the same country play each other, just because. If I even take the men's doubles final from last week, where it was an all-Chinese Taipei affair, and I watched it, and they always feel a bit odd, just because
12.
you know, both pairs or both players know each other's games so well. Generally, they train with each other day in, day out, and it's not that it feels like a training game, but it's almost like that. And I think sometimes you do get some slightly peculiar results when they do play each other when they're from the same nation.
That's good.
Service over. 13-all.
Still level here. Lalinrat take great comfort from that. Comfortably in.
Yeah, I think she's got her footwork slightly wrong, and then
14.
maybe
13.
more hoped it was going out. Because yeah, it's a long way in the end. Great time. That's the thing in that rally, Tai Tzu Ying, when she's playing that net shot, she's in such a good position here, stepping forward, taking it early, on balance, and when she's in that position, she's so dangerous because her touch is so good. Brilliant shot. And it's the thing, you can't allow her time, and on this shot, she's got all the time in the world, slightly short as well, it's inside the front service line, too comfortable. She can put the shuttle anywhere she wants, Tai Tzu Ying.
That's good again. Now pulling
16,
2 points clear.
14.
really making her move now, Tai Tzu Ying. It's the biggest lead she's had since she was 5 up earlier, much earlier.
Yeah, it's much better. She played the rally then. She's put her opponent in so much trouble that, you know, in the end, big gap. Incredible placement there. And you can see Lalinrat's in so much trouble. She's still on the floor. But when she plays the full rally, she's got so, you know, she's got everything. Sometimes when she forces it and tries to play too good a shot too early on, when the gap isn't there or her opponent isn't exposed, her opponent isn't off balance.
Is this also a case now for Lalinrat, having not played that much? You're towards the business end of the second, playing a world-class player like Tai Tzu Ying. This is where it might come back to haunt you a little bit, not having so many games under your belt, which of course is no fault of her own if it's injury-related. Yeah,
I mean, it's a big ask now, because I feel like Tai Tzu Ying's a little bit more in her rhythm. Slight misjudgment there, perfect lift, but it's, you know, these are parts of the game that are obviously the integral part, and this is where you learn the most. And for Lalinrat now, she's got to figure out the solution to unsettling, frustrating her opponent. She can't just allow her opponent to control the rally there. And Tai Tzu Ying did exactly the right thing, trying to take charge, stepping in, taking it early, just putting pressure on her opponent to almost force the mistake, and that's what happened in the end.
Oh, how good was that from Tai Tzu Ying? Placement was brilliant. She leads by 4 now.
Perfect.
And that is awesome.
And it was actually the block before, because she steps in on the block. She takes the block so early that her opponent then is quite late on the lift, which then gives Tai Tzu Ying so much time on the overhead.
5 match points, Tai Tzu Ying. She wraps it up, Tai Tzu Ying. Not necessarily at her very best. Well, she's done enough here. Got some very positive signs for Lalinrat overall.
Yeah, I'd say Tai Tzu Ying in that match was just a bit patchy, and moments of brilliance, as you know, everyone's used to. But just some slightly cheaper, uncharacteristic mistakes. I think the second half of the second game, Tai Tzu Ying was very good. And she needs to take that on tomorrow, but you know, Lalinrat put in a good performance, especially in the first. She troubled Tai Tzu Ying.
Some good work there from the Chinese Taipei superstar. Didn't necessarily have to be at her very best. She did enough here. Tai Tzu Ying, the 4th seed, beats Thailand's Lalinrat Chaiwan 21-18, 21-15 in just 32 minutes.